Have you ever wondered if reincarnation is real? Is there evidence that it exists? Take a journey with me, and I'm going to just tell you a bit about what I have found out about reincarnation in my journey as a medium. Hi all, this is Christy. I call myself the Skeptic Medium. You can find me on Facebook at the Skeptic Medium, or you can find me on YouTube at the Skeptic Medium Christy. Today I'm going to be talking about reincarnation. This is a principle that I was very hesitant to embrace, and I'm going to tell you about why it is, how I came to embrace this idea, and then we can take it from there. So my reason for believing in reincarnation is not only through faith alone, it is also through the research that is showing that this is a very likely thing that is happening, that we are coming back to Earth. The first time that I ever considered the idea of reincarnation was when my deceased grandfather, who is the one that started to teach me about my gift, introduced this concept to me as a real concept. And I was very rebellious to it at the time, because why would we do this again and again? Why would we choose to go through the horrible things that we go through? And he explained a bit about that to me. The other reason is that the University of Virginia has a department where they're studying, paranormal activity and events and so on. And one of the departments is about reincarnation. And there are surprisingly a huge number of kids who remember their past lives. And they have been researching this since the 70s and gathering data over this time. So they're a pretty reliable source of information into the phenomenon of children remembering their past lives with accuracy. They look for those cases where they can find the previous person, they can find a documented connection to these people, and where they really feel that the child wasn't coached, etc. And the last time I think I checked, it was over 2,700 cases where they really had said this is a phenomenal, event that happened with these kids. The other reason is through the body of work of many people who have been doing hypnotherapy. And the person whose books I would highly recommend you read are Michael Newton. He wrote The Journey of Souls, and he's written a couple, and you should really read those. Those books to me are the most accurate of all books I've ever read in relation to what the spirit world is showing me. So they're well worth a read as well. And looking into his research, he was a psychiatrist who started doing specializing in hypnotherapy, and discovered that he could access not only previous life memories, but the space between the lives and what goes on in the spirit world in between. Fascinating books. Right, so I'm going to just go through some questions that I see a lot of people raising again and again on platforms that I follow. And these are probably questions that some of you have had about the concept of reincarnation. So the first one was, can we choose? Do we have to come back here? Are we stuck in an endless loop, an endless cycle of punishment, coming to this earth in this torturous state? The answer is yes, we can. But there is a but to this. We have as many options as we ourselves allow us to have through our own soul-enhancing or soul-damaging behavior. So when I talk about soul-damaging behavior, I'm talking about what we on this earth consider sin or evil, bad, wrong, unjust, those kinds of things. So when we're judged, it is based upon our brain chemistry, how well our brain was working, our upbringing, our circumstances, and the amount of joy and knowing that we found in harming others. So when you get those people who actually found joy in harming, knew what they were doing, and actually enjoyed in it, these are the people that are the most damaged. And these people have very few options. I've been shown when they die, they basically get arrested. It's all very merciful and loving though, but they are arrested, they're taken into isolation, and one of their options is that if they want to pay it back, they come back to Earth for as many lifetimes as necessary to suffer the price of what they have done, to feel that pain and to equal out that karma. Now they are, as I say, given a few options of which bodies they can go into and what kind of life they're going to experience. For those of us who have strived to live good lives, we have even more opportunities. We are given more and more privileges and opportunities of choices, even of which planets we choose to go to. And so we I have been shown, find great joy in planning for our next lives. Why do we keep doing this? Well, it seems that the rewards are so staggering that we cannot begin to comprehend it. Earth is a training camp. This is a place we come to train, and our souls are put through vigorous, and strenuous tests. That's what we came here to do, and to prove our mettle, to prove what we are made of, to prove that when the going gets tough, we will make the right choice without anybody telling us what to do. We will make that choice ourselves. So that is why we are also separated from the spirit world while we go through this intensive training that we are receiving while we are here. I have seen that the glory that we bring to ourselves and the opportunities that we bring to ourselves are so worthwhile, though it is hard to put into words because we're not experiencing it here at this time, that we consider it a worthwhile endeavor to go through these hectic tests to prove ourselves so that we can go on to greater and bigger and better things. Who knows what that involves? Right. So another one is people ask, can I come back as an animal? I would like to come back as an animal. Now, while that seems very tempting while you are on Earth, looking at the ease with which animals seem to live their lives, I've often thought about how marvelous it would be to be a bird or just to have my cat's simple life. But no, we won't come back as an animal. The reason being is that it's going backwards for us, heavily backwards. Now, if you think about a professor or let's say somebody who's just finished their honours and they've gone through schooling, university, master's, honours, the whole works, they're not going to want to go back to grade 1. It's going to be so boring. They're not going to do it. So yes, we could if we wanted to, but actually we would never choose it because it would simply be too boring. We have come to this planet because as people, as human beings, and that's the type of souls that are incarnating into human bodies, we wanted challenges, we want to be stretched. Our communication is such a complicated thing if you consider all the facial expressions on our face and the complexities of life and solving its problems. Animals simply don't have that, and we just would not find that challenging at all. Okay, another question that people ask is, do I always come back as a male or a female? Do I always come back as black or white? Do I always come back into the same lineage? No, you swap and change all the time. This is what the research is showing, both from the children that are having memories and from Michael Newton's research. We swap genders, we swap nationalities, our means and circumstances are completely different. We have different disabilities that we choose in different lifetimes, and it would seem that through our many lifetimes we want to have the entire gamut of the human experience that can be afforded. And so we will choose very different lives each time. I have identified 2 groups of people who seem to have the souls are reincarnating back into those lineages, and the 2 are the Afrikaners in South Africa and the Jews. They seem to be reincarnating back through their lineage. I'm not entirely sure of the reason for that, but that does seem to be turning up for me in readings. Okay, and then the other question people ask is with the population exploding, how come, if we're all just reincarnating, how come there's always new souls coming to the earth? Well, we've got to just remember that there are trillions and trillions and trillions of us on the planet. I mean, not on the planet, in the universe. And I've been shown that Earth is like a very prestigious Navy SEAL training camp. It has a waiting list. People want to get onto this planet. To get accepted is not easy. And so there is always space for new people. The planet, I believe, will yet house at other times more people than it is housing now. And there will be endlessly a number of ready souls waiting to go through this program. Right, I'm just going back to gender. A lot of people also ask, are gay people or bisexual people, are they confused because they were in a different sex in the previous life? From what I can tell, no, that is not the case. Also, Michael Newton concurs with that. From what I have seen, these people came here to experience that particular experience of being gay. And I think probably we all will at some point choose to see what that is like, to be like that. From what I can tell, our souls are not a gender as such. They may have more feminine or more male energy in them, but we don't identify on a soul level as being a particular gender. This is specific to us coming to this planet and the experience we have of being on a planet where we have male and female, the extreme opposites, and this is what we've come here to experience, extreme opposites in all things. Our entire planet is set up to remind us that everything has its opposite. Day and night, winter, summer, all the rest of it. Okay, another thing just I also want to mention is that the gay people that have come through for me in readings, they don't regret it at all. They're actually proud of the fact that they went through that experience, just for what it's worth. Okay, another big question that a lot of people ask, and this will be the last one I'm answering for this video, is why don't we remember where we came from? So what has been shown up in the research and what you've got to look at with the children that remember these memories is that they have very unpleasant experiences, actually. Remembering their past lives, they come here, they feel like they don't belong, that they don't fit in, they're with the wrong family. They long for this other family. They actually deny their parents, saying, you're not my parents. They have night terrors because they remember the death process, which causes them a lot of distress. They're very confused. So that would logically tell us that it's not really such a good idea for us to remember. I have contemplated why it is that so many, and it seems as though more and more children are remembering these past life experiences. And one of the things that I've been shown is that the spirit world there is a move towards enabling human beings on this planet to be more aware of their connection to the spirit world. They have shown me, however, that through doing this, it's tweaking parts of the brain that can really affect a person very negatively, giving people mental illness, giving them depression, anxiety. Many people that are spiritual will report struggling lifelong with depression and anxiety through their sensitivity. So while they are trying to sort of pull back the veil a bit, they have to do it in such a way where they've got to be careful that they literally don't drive us all completely crazy. Okay, so if you have any other questions about reincarnation, please feel free to ask your questions. Maybe I'll do another video at a later stage. Please check out my videos on my YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't. I really would like to get to a point where I can monetize this channel and tell people about it who you know might be interested in this as well. I think that one of my favorite videos is the future of South Africa. That video really has proven to be, it's really happening. The things that I saw back in November 2019 really have been happening. I'm planning to make a video soon of the other things I've seen for the future of the world. Unfortunately, I'm usually not showing the very pleasant stuff, but I think it's important for people to know. So have a wonderful day further. See you soon.